Hey guys, welcome back to Haywire Homestead. So it's actually nice and sunny. It's a little chilly, but it is sunny. It rained all half the night as well as this morning. So we went out and did a bunch of running errands and things like that. But I wanted to show you guys what I got at the Stivers Homestead. So they had a seed swap, which was amazing. I took some cushaw seeds and some carnival squash seeds down to share. And Two Family Homestead brought a couple of really neat ones. And the one that I got that I was super excited about is the Egyptian walking onion. So there's one set of bulbils in here. And the Egyptian walking onion is really neat because it's a perennial. It also sells seeds. Now, the reason why they call it the walking onion, it is also called the tree onion, is because what it does is it forms its onion shoots, and then where sometimes regular onions form a seed head, it actually forms bulbils, which are what's in this bag here. And then eventually the stalk gets so tall and heavy that the bulbils will fall over and then reseed. So then it will continue doing that and walk its way across the garden. They're supposed to be a very hardy perennial, good for zones 3 through 10. Planting them similar to garlic. So you're just going to plant the little bulbs down in the soil. They like well-drained soil. They don't like their feet being wet. You just plant them with about 2 inches deep, and then you can mulch them as well. You usually want to plant them again similar to what you do with garlic, where you're going to plant them in the late summer, early fall before your frost. Now, we've already had a couple of light frosts, so I'm going to go ahead and try these, and hopefully they do produce. And it'll probably take me a couple years before I get enough to where I really want to harvest them. And the fun thing about them is you can eat the little bulbils whenever they go up and form that little cluster at the top, kind of like shallots. You can also eat the young green shoots like a chive. And then if you leave them set on for a while, and ones that you've had for a couple of years, you can actually harvest the base of it as well. It's kind of an onion, and it has from my understanding, they have a little bit of a hot onion flavor, not really a sweet onion flavor to them. So I'm going to get these in this bed because I've already pulled out almost everything that I already had in there. So I'm going to plant them off the porch. I've got to pull, I think, a few mums that have unfortunately passed due to the frost out, but I'm going to plant them toward the back of the bed. One, to hopefully keep my chickens out of them, because my chickens are jerks. As well as to give them, that way, they can fall over and they can just fill that whole section, because I've only got about 3 or 4 here to plant. All right, so I'm going to show you guys, this is Two Family Homestead, and that is Mr. Handsome Smudge, their mascot. He is a Great Pyrenees and St. Bernard, I think, but he is a super cool guy. I've had the pleasure of meeting him in person. And Sherry and Daryl are awesome. So I want to thank them so much for bringing those to the Stivers Harvest Celebration to share. And I'm going to show you guys what these actually look like. Let's see if I can take them out of the bag here. All right, so this is what they look like when you pop them off the top of the stalk. So there's 4 of them in here, so I'm going to gently separate them. And then I'm going to plant them right in here. So my garlic is over here, and I had to replant a little bit of it because of the chickens, and I've already got it mulched down well. And this, I had some chives. They're not in there anymore, but my cilantro is still going a little bit. I planted it a little bit late, so it's not very big, but it's good enough I can come out here and pick a couple of leaves, right? Just to chew on. I know some people don't like cilantro, but I am thankfully one of the people that loves it. So I'm going to get these planted, and then we're going to go check on my loofahs. Okay, so you've got the little green tip that's starting to come out there, and then you've got the base. So you're planting it with that little green pointed tip facing up, kind of like you would garlic. So we're just going to push it down in here and then cover it up. Same thing with that one. And then we're going to do the last one right here and cover it up. Ta-da! So I learned that I made a mistake when it came to my loofahs. I had heard that you needed to get them before the first frost, that you just pick all of them. Well, after doing more research, because I was finding that leaving them on the shelf in the garage with a fan on them, they were molding. You can see this one here has got a dark spot here. Oh no, here we go. This one is starting to have a mold issue. Basically, I've thrown quite a few away. I don't know if I'm going to lose them or not. And I'm really sad because the loofah plant did so well. So what I've been doing, okay, let's start over. What I should have done is left them on the vine until they were starting to get kind of, you see how this one's getting kind of yellow? So I would want them to be more like this color and start to dry. So I guess in my area, one, I need to make sure I start them sooner. And two, I need to leave them a little bit longer. So hopefully I'll be able to get a jump start because they have such a long growing season. So it's a little bit harder in our area to get the loofahs to grow and to cure and everything. But I was finding there was too much moisture in the air in the garage. And with the fact that I picked most of them completely green, they're just rotting and molding. So I've just been keeping an eye on them. I've been trying to turn them. I've been spreading them out a little bit more to give them more airflow. I have a fan on them. And then I borrowed a dehumidifier from a friend of mine to try to draw as much. And I can tell you the garage definitely feels way different with this thing running. So I'm hoping that some of them are going to survive. You can see this one's starting to get more firm and it's getting lighter. Let me see if I can find you guys a good one that's already curing pretty. Okay, hang on just a minute. I'll show you guys one. Okay, can you see this one? See if how well we can show you this one. This one has actually cured pretty well. You can see that it's kind of brownish. I could probably, it's still a little soft, but I could probably leave this one for another couple days and I should hopefully be able to peel it. And then I'll be doing a video on me learning how to peel these things and rinse them off and then laying them out, getting them ready to dry. So that way I can have them as well as harvesting the seeds. One thing about growing loofahs is you are never short on seeds. They grow, there are an abundance of them in here. So this is about close to what they should have looked like when I picked them. Mine were nowhere near that. I should have gone ahead and just left them on the vine, let them go. And for a little bit longer and seen if they would dry a little bit more on the vine before I picked them. But live and learn. This was my first year doing it. And, you know, how else are you going to, learn is and I could do it exactly how somebody else tells me. And in our area, it may be a little bit different. I know a lot of people wait even longer with them, but depending on what area and how much moisture you have in the air, it can affect them and cause mold to, even though they look like they're dry, there'll be mold on the inside of these. So you've got to watch for that too. So I'm going to leave this for a couple of days and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys peeling it and harvesting the seeds out of it and getting it all finished up from there. So we may not get as many loofahs harvested as I had hoped, but at least we're going to get a few, right? So that's it. Okay, so this evening we are trying something really exciting. I am trying to roast a lamb leg. I've done some lamb steaks, I've done lamb kebabs, but I've never done a whole leg of lamb bone in. So I'm really excited because this is one that we raise. So this is a farm to table meal, something that we try to do as much as possible. Yeah, most of our meals are probably 50-50 to be honest. As we learn and grow, I'm hoping that will become more and more. I'd say that probably about 75% of our meat we produce ourselves, thankfully. And let me show you what we've got going on. Okay, so this is the bone-in shank of a leg of lamb. This is from the one that we raised, we finished it out basically, but we purchased it and we processed it ourselves and finished it out. So what I did was I mixed up some olive oil, garlic that we grew ourselves, as well as some fresh herbs we still have outside, which includes thyme, a little bit of rosemary, and then some salt and pepper. Blended that up, smeared that all over it, and I also scored the meat a little bit. These are potatoes out of the garden that we also produced. And I'm going to be baking this for about an hour at 350 degrees. I'm trying to decide on a vegetable or some greens. I've still got some some Swiss chard that I may make, mix up and do along with it, and possibly some green beans that we also canned. So we're gonna get that done and we'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. All right, here is our finished product. Doesn't it look delicious? And our homegrown green beans. That's what's for dinner, guys. And it's late, so unfortunately, you're not gonna see us doing a taste test, but I'll let you know how it goes.
Alex here, and trying this,
the roasted leg of lamb.
Yep.
Eat it. What do you think? Is it good?
Needs salt.
You think everything needs salt. Okay. It's really good. It's very tender, very, very yummy. So definitely a winner.